Howdy folks, just wanted to start off with a quick warning today. We are going to be taking a look at a game called Ruiner, which despite coming out in 2017, still thinks rapidly flashing images is a really cool and edgy thing to do. So if you are photosensitive in any way, you're going to have to give this video a miss, I'm afraid. I can't recommend watching it. I will drop a link on screen and in the description for a video you can watch if you'd just like to get me the view, but ultimately you are going to have to give this one a miss. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, on to the review. So, Ruiner is, first off, another Swindie. If you do not know what a Swindie is, please check out the video in the description for this one, and it will explain all. It is a cyberpunk-themed twin-stick shooter, which is a genre I thought had a lot of representation on the Switch. Twin-stick shooters, not cyberpunk-themed specifically. It turns out I might be wrong about that. There were definitely not as many as I thought. It just turns out I've played a lot of them, which sort of makes sense because it's a genre I really do enjoy. I got my start with twin-stick shooters on the original Hunter the Reckoning, not Redeemer, the original. Back on the original Xbox, just dating myself here. And my god, I'd love that game to get a remaster. It won't because it was a licensed game and it will never come out on the Switch, but I would so love it if it did. Anyway, I'm digressing. Ruiner takes the twin-stick genre and honestly does very little with it. Most of the gameplay consists of walking from one arena to the next, fighting a bunch of dudes in that arena, and then walking to the next one, with very little except the occasional bit of dialogue going in between. They do, as the game progresses through the 6 or so hours of playtime, change up the formula a little bit. We get timed survival segments and even a couple of kill the enemy to increment the timer sections. They're all few and far between though. I will say something I liked is the weapon grinder you get at the end of each arena. You can pick up enemy weapons and use them during the fight. They are generally stronger than whatever you're holding, but any weapons left on the ground at the end of a fight are translated into XP. I'm not going to go into entirely what XP is used for, it's a very standard suite of upgrades, but the risk-reward system on the grinders was a great original idea. The game gives you a rating after each arena, but I could never figure these things out. I was mostly getting S through A rankings, and I didn't feel I was doing that well at the game. I wondered if maybe the rating system just didn't start off that far down, but then randomly I got an E rating in the middle of all of them for no particular reason that I can figure out. Bit of history behind me, folks. I was raised by a person with bipolar disorder. This game made me so nostalgic for the days of consequences and actions having nothing to do with each other. This arena ranking system is a perfect example of it. The game introduces a hub world of sorts after the first level, but then proceeds, like with so many other things, to do very little with it. Except give me characters to talk to with names that sound like they came from whatever series of Power Rangers we're currently on. Wait, are they still making Power Rangers? Do they still do that one team a year thing? Futuriana, you handsome fiend. Check that out for me, would you? Put it on screen if they still are. Thank you, sweetie. The local mechanic is called Mechanics, because he's a mechanic, get it? Oh, and the villain who's been stealing kids off streets, he's called, get this, Traffic King. It's funny because it's so entirely inappropriate. The game's story is so attempting to be dark and edgy, but also it's so stupid, and I can never quite tell if we're supposed to be doing a parody of grimdark or the story's just bad. So in the midpoint of the game, spoilers I guess, we capture Traffic King and we hack his brain. It doesn't actually do all that much again though. He can still sass us and seemingly do whatever he likes, he just has to follow along behind us. We then get to use him to unlock doors, which is the idea I guess. We have to torture him to do it by pressing and holding the A button. And then he just opens the door and nothing else really happens. This dude is basically a Resident Evil loading screen without the charm or atmosphere. I think the idea is maybe that we're supposed to also be dark in this grim dark world, but Traffic King's an asshole. I was quite happy to torture him the entire way through. Wasted potential is really what I feel most from Ruiner. It starts off with some great ideas and even this fairly distinct visual look, this strong lighting and this nice industrial feel, and the opening areas give you this really great first impression. Even the random flashing of your objective on screen every now and then is okay when it starts off. But after 6 hours, all of the environments still look exactly the same, we're repeating boss fights, and that objective flashing thing has not only gotten more frequent, but feels more intrusive. The silly names aside, the game's world did feel like something they wanted to build up, and it's something I could see potential in. The problem is, all of the actual detail was stored in codices? Futuriana, you delectable princess, could you look up whatever the plural for codex is and put it on screen, please? Thank you, sweetie. All of the information was locked behind these things. And yeah, I'm not going to go and read these unless you feel like you're giving me a reason to, and nothing in the game or the story itself did, but the world itself could have been so much more. And that really is it, folks. I know I've been mocking it most of the way through this review, but that's because it's 2020 and I'm trying to mask my pain with humour. Ruiner isn't terrible, just isn't all that good either. It's passable. And for the 20 quid that I spent on it, there are so many other games out there that do the same thing better. If you like twin stick shooters, which I do, this is another one. If it's a genre that you're looking to get into or something, I can't really recommend this one. I'd recommend Genetic Disaster. I've heard good things about Profane. I haven't played it myself. I might pick up that one for review at some point. But honestly, I wouldn't recommend Ruiner. It'll just really ruin your day. Hey, where are you going? Come back! No! Howdy folks, I hope you enjoyed whatever I had to say about whatever video you just watched, because generic endings are fun like this. If you aren't tired of hearing me talk here and you want to hear what I'm working on or just my general thoughts on the day, you can follow me on Twitter. The link is on your screen and in the description below. I also have a Patreon if you'd like to support me and help me keep the lights on around here and put more awesome stuffies on the shelf here. The link is again on your screen and in the description. I know, before anyone says it, I'm a tiny streamer to be having a Patreon. There are no tears or anything, it's just there for you guys. It's like a baby shampoo, there's no more tears. Anyway, thank you again for watching, folks. I release videos every Thursday, so be sure to check them out and check out whichever ones are showing on your screen right now. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you all next week. Peace. I'm out.